Labour Party opposition to adjustments in the ministerial code is a desperate attempt by Sir Keir Starmer to take advantage of disgruntled backbench MPs. Opposition MPs have criticised adjustments made to the ministerial code of conduct by Boris Johnson as they accused the Prime Minister of watering down the standards expected in Parliament. Political analyst Stephen Carlton-Woods suggested the Labour Party had taken the desperate approach of building support on the back of Partygate allegations levied against the Conservative Party. Mr. Carlton-Woods suggested Labour had become reliant on backbench Tory MPs to do their job for them as they hoped to gain backbench support in a vote on the changes to the ministerial code. Speaking to GB News, he said, "I'm not surprised, really, the way Labour are handling this. The political commentator suggested the Labour Party had continued petty swipes against the Conservative Party as opposition MPs continue to call for the resignation of the Prime Minister over allegations he misled Parliament. Mr. Carlton-Woods continued, "There's an air of desperation from across the House from what Labour might see as a final roll of the dice. This has been going on, all this petty point scoring, since January. It's time to modernize certain things, and certain governments at certain times will modernize rules and bring it up to date with modern times. Changes to the code have outlined a series of measures that could be taken to address a breach of parliamentary rules. Rather than rushing to force the resignation of ministers in breach of the regulations, the Conservative Party has suggested through adjustments to the code that other measures may be appropriate, such as an acknowledgement and apology of actions contrary to ministerial rules. Mr. Carlton-Woods said, "I think that is what Boris is trying to do at the minute with the ministerial code, because it's very harsh. If someone makes a very minimal mistake, they can be forced to resign." He added, "I think it is a common-sense approach to something that does need to be looked at." The political analyst suggested the leading opposition party had become overly reliant on backbench, disgruntled members of the Tory party to support their criticisms of the Prime Minister. Mr. Carlton-Woods said, "I think it's the final thing for Labour. They're now relying on the Tory backbenchers to do their job for them. It just shows you what a desperate situation it is for them." Mr. Carlton-Woods claimed the nation had grown increasingly tired of repeated Labour attacks on Boris Johnson surrounding Partygate and accusations the Prime Minister had lied to Parliament in early stages of the investigation. Tory MP Brandon Lewis said the Labour Party were just playing games with their continued criticism of changes to the ministerial code. A government statement explained adjustments to the ministerial code of conduct had been made to better outline proportionate sanctions for breaches of the code. Under the changes to the code, ministers would still be expected to resign for deliberately misleading Parliament. Therefore, supporters of the changes have undermined Labour criticism by highlighting that the Prime Minister himself would not benefit from the established changes to the Code of Conduct.